As soon as we got to the airport, we headed to the Centurion Lounge where we just sat for a little bit, and I needed to reorganize my bag because I did not have TSA pre-check printed on my boarding pass, so they made me take out all my liquids. Then we headed to the Capital One Lounge where I had breakfast, and today I got the Belgian waffle, some breakfast potatoes, and something I can't remember the name of, but it was really good. And then I grabbed a wrap and a drink to go before we headed over to the gate to board our plane. We landed at the Newark airport where we then boarded a very packed train to New York. While we were waiting for this train, we had our snacks from the Capital One Lounge since we would not have time to eat lunch today. And once we arrived in New York, we tried to go visit the Statue of Liberty, but then found out the line was too long. There it is, the Statue of Liberty. So because we couldn't go see the Statue of Liberty, we came to see the Wall Street Bowl. But all you can see is butt because there's too many people. Then we went and checked into our hotel. We finally got to our hotel room when we were trying to check in. They couldn't find our reservation for whatever reason, so we were waiting for a while, but we finally got up here. They didn't tell us that they gave us a room upgrade, but the view is actually really nice. So you can see a bunch of buildings. They're just like all like the billionaires row buildings, and then there's also, I think that's like a cute little restaurant with all the umbrellas. Nothing much on the other side. Nice view of the skyline. And as for the hotel room, we have this very like modern looking bathroom. I think this is just a closet, yes. And then it's like a pretty small room. Here's the bed, there's a little sitting area. And then, but I really like the natural light that comes from the windows here. That's really cute. And then they have like this really cute like New York decor on the walls too, but that's pretty much it. For dinner, we went to Attaboy, which was a pretty affordable tasting menu. And I have to say that the first dish, the sea urchin, was definitely my favorite. Next up, I also had some kingfish, scallops, as well as the sea bass to top it all off for the night. And our last activity for the day was watching the Book of Mormon. Good morning, it is the next day. Last night, after watching Book of Mormon, we pretty much just like crashed. It was a really great musical. I really enjoyed it. I was not prepared for the amount of profanity and sexual innuendos that would be in there, but it was still great nevertheless. Today we are going to go to Brooklyn and explore some things there, and then we have a dinner reservation that we're super excited for tonight. Before we made our way to Brooklyn, we stopped by this bakery and just got a quick snack to eat before making our way over there. Then the walk across the Brooklyn Bridge took quite a while, mostly just because it's so big and so long, but luckily we had some great views of the skyline and the river before we headed over to go see another bridge. For lunch, we had reservations at Claro, which was another course meal. I got the tostada, chochoyotes, and the mezcal ice cream. My favorite was again the first dish because the tostada was just so good and piled with so much fish, and it was just amazing. Okay, we're currently at Coney Island and we're just sitting here on the pier because there's a nice breeze going on and it's really hot if we walk anywhere else. But I think in a little bit we're gonna go grab some juice or some water and then start heading back to Manhattan. But joke's on us because we went to Nathan's where we waited for an hour for 0 hot dogs for me and 1 sunburn. How's your first Nathan's hot dog? Is it worth the hype? Then we made our way to Jeju Noodle Bar for our dinner reservations. We ordered the Toro Sambap for our appetizer, and oh my gosh, when I tell you that this was the highlight of our trip, it was just amazing, delectable, absolutely heavenly. I would totally go back again just for this. It was that good. Then for the main entree, I got the hui naengmyeon, which was also really good if you like spicy food. Okay, so we got back from Jeju Noodle Bar and food was really good. But I am so full and so tired. Before we went there, we had some time to kill, so we went to GU and I just picked up a couple things because they were like cheap. I just got this like cute striped like baby tee and then also a pair of shorts, just like black shorts. And oh, I think that's the back. This is the front. And both were $10, so that was like a pretty good deal. And then I think today we might just go down to the hotel restaurant and get a couple of drinks because we booked hotel collection from Amex, so we have a $100 credit to spend. So I think we're just gonna get some drinks and then call it a night. I feel like it's so nice waking up to a view like this. It's always been a dream to live in like a city for me, and so I really like having these giant windows and this view in the morning. But it is our last day here and we are just packing up now. Quick outfit of the day. I have on a long skirt and like just a shirt, and I'm wearing sleeves today because yesterday I'm pretty sure that while we were standing out there for like an hour getting Nathan's hot dogs, I got sunburned. So I think today's supposed to be cloudy actually, so it shouldn't matter, but that was like shocking to me. Got sunburned in New York. Maybe I should put on sunscreen next time, I don't know. But first thing that we're gonna do today is we are going to go to a bakery, and then I think we're also gonna go to Central Park and the Met. So that'll be fun. A more chill last day because tomorrow I am going back to work. So don't want to be like too tired out or anything like that. The bakery that we went to was called Bibble and Sip, and it had the cutest desserts ever. I got a matcha latte, Steven got a coffee, and then we got a Earl Grey cream puff and a raspberry lychee tart to share, and both were so good and so yummy, but just a little bit on the expensive side. Afterwards, we went and walked around and we went to Fifth Avenue and did a little bit of window shopping. And then we went to Central Park and walked around for a bit. I don't even know how long we walked, probably like an hour or two, but Central Park is just huge. And then for lunch, we stopped by a pizza parlor and got a couple of slices. And then afterwards, we went to the Met. I'm not much of an art person, especially not visual arts, so obviously I couldn't appreciate this as much as some other people might, but I did enjoy my time looking around and seeing all the different paintings. I definitely prefer modern art compared to other forms of art, so that's where we spent most of our time. Then of course we had to stop by Levain and get some chocolate chip cookies because these are literally the best. And then we started our long journey back to the Newark airport, starting with a subway ride, which then turned into an hour-long train ride, which then turned into an air train ride, and then a bus before we finally got to the airport. And then comes the airport drama. So I, again, do not have TSA PreCheck printed on my boarding pass, and at this point I'm just very annoyed because I pay for TSA PreCheck and this is the second boarding pass in a row that did not have it. Obviously I can't get into the TSA PreCheck line because I don't have this on my boarding pass, so I go through the regular line and I get to the front, and the nice lady from TSA tells me that my date of birth is actually incorrect and it doesn't match my driver's license, so she sends me to the United front desk, and of course I get into the wrong line at first and then I have to get into another line, and the lady at the United desk apparently fixes my incorrect information but then does not print me a new boarding pass. So I return to the regular line for TSA and they tell me that actually I can go to the TSA PreCheck line because now the TSA PreCheck is showing up. I head to the TSA PreCheck line and of course have to wait for a little bit, and the guy at the front tells me that I actually don't have TSA PreCheck, and I tell him they just told me that I did, and so he's like, you don't have it, and I'm like, but I do. So then he hands it to the other TSA PreCheck guy and he tells me that I do have it, and it was probably because I just needed a new boarding pass, and so I wasted probably 30 minutes, maybe more, because my date of birth was wrong. Not sure how that happened, but I may not be flying United ever again. But once the whole airport debacle got figured out, we grabbed some dinner at the airport and then we just waited around at our gate until it was finally time to board. Then on the plane, I watched the Super Mario Bros. Movie. No complaints there. Had a great rest of my flight. Woke up very tired the next day. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.